You know, it's beginning to smell a lot like Christmas. You know that? It's beginning to smell a lot like Christmas. Now, it seems like every Christmas, people rip, bunker blasts. That's right. I'm talking about passing gas again. That's right. Every time you go over to family members' houses on Christmas, somebody rips one. And it's usually an SBD. It's almost always an SBD. Silent but deadly. They stink up the whole place with their SBDs. And it's funny, too, when this happens. It's hilarious. Because I remember one time, I guess it was probably about 7 years ago, I was over at my mom's house for Christmas. And somebody kept stinking up the place. These were rotten egg farts. That's what these were. Somebody was stinking up the place, and they were all silent but deadly. And finally, and this was good. It was funny too, because these weren't the strongest farts I've ever smelled, but they were strong enough, and they were going on like constantly for hours, like constant. And they were all silent but deadly. And people kept going like this. People going. And then they would say, "It stinks in here." But if it smelled so bad, why were they trying to get a bigger whiff of it by going? It seems like they want to stick their arm over their face like this. I mean, did they secretly enjoy it? They secretly enjoy the smell, and they just like complaining about it? Is that what it was? People start looking at each other with accusing looks in their eyes, going, It was funny. You had to be there to appreciate it. It was funny. People look at you like this. They give you the dirty look in their eye, and they like the smell would start wafting through the air, and they look at you like this. They would say, "You stink." And like they knew who was doing it. Like there's cries of accusation were always springing up throughout the room, and people would say, "You stink," and somebody else, and then of course there would always be followed by denials. People would say, "It isn't me. It's somebody else. It's not me." And my mom would come in. My mom would say, my mom would start spraying the air freshener around in a little spray can. And I remember when I was growing up, people would do the same thing. We'd be sitting around watching TV or something, and the same thing would happen. And finally my mom would say, "You go to the bathroom." And she would turn off the TV. She'd say, "Okay, I'm turning off the TV and I'm not turning it back on until everybody goes to the bathroom." Like, what was that going to do? I mean, just because somebody farts, it doesn't mean they have to go to the bathroom. I mean, when you don't gotta go, you don't gotta go. I mean, what's going to the bathroom going to solve, really? I mean, sometimes you just, it fills the air because it fills the air. I remember one time, several times, somebody ripped an LAP, an audible one, and then my mom would just take the remote control and shut the TV off and say, "You go to the bathroom." And it was funny. Actually, I think this might have been even before we had a remote control. I think she would just march up to the TV and shut it off and then she would say that. But it was so funny. And so it really is beginning to smell a lot like Christmas. And this was, but I think that one Christmas, probably about 7 years ago, I mean, that was the laugh-a-minute Christmas. Now, so that's what Christmas is all about. So yeah, It really is. So, it's about bunker blasts and passing gas and air biscuits and letting the frippins out and all that fun stuff and hilarious stuff too. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. So, and I know it's happened on other Christmases too. Another thing they said, I think it was a few years ago, this stuff was happening a lot. Like at every family gathering, this type of stuff kept happening. And it's finally it kept happening. And somebody finally said, all right. Like, what's that going to solve? It's like they're saying, all right, get away from me. And you were doing this last year too. And whoever did this, now whoever was who's doing this, they must be really good at it to produce the maximum outrage. You know, they have to position themselves just right. Because like if everybody else in the room is sitting like at opposite ends of the room, it's a fairly big living room that they have. And if everybody else is, so like one person could be sitting in the kitchen, one person could be sitting over by the TV, one person could be up on the couch, one person could be playing with a dog, one person could be down on the floor, one person could even be outside, like if the weather's good enough. And yet everybody smells it. I mean, so whoever's doing it has got to be positioned just right. It's like when radio stations build their towers. They have to put their towers in a strategic place so everybody can pick up their station. That's exactly what this is like. That's exactly what this is like. And it's so amazing. Everybody can smell it no matter where they are. Or somebody would be outside and you think, well, they can't smell it. And then they come in and then they say, I smelled that. And so, see, these have to be some real strong bunker blasts for that to happen. So whoever's doing this is really good at it. I mean, they're experienced. They're experienced, I tell you. They're really, really experienced. And they've got a lot of expertise at ripping these trouser sneezes. So, and the thing is, these are usually silent but deadlies. I mean, nobody ever does a loud and proud, except once in a great while you'll hear one, but that's like every few years. There's almost always SBDs. So yeah, there's some family gatherings coming up today and tomorrow. And if we're really, really lucky, man, the odors are going to waft through the air and make us all laugh. Man, that's so funny when that happens. So that's what the holidays mean, whether you celebrate Christmas or any other holiday or nothing at all. I mean, I know your traditions vary from person to person, but regardless of what you celebrate, that's what the holidays mean. That's what they mean to me, and I know that's what they mean to you too. Not you too, but you too.